Eddie Canistracci here. And that's right, I'm gonna review every Saxon album. That's right, every Saxon album. That's a lot of albums because they've been around for over 40 years. Every studio album. I'm not gonna do their live albums, give me a break. Yeah, Saxon's been around for a while, and they're awesome, and I love them, and I'm gonna review every album, and the way I'm gonna do this, in a workmanlike and efficient way, just like Saxon, very workmanlike and efficient, that's how I would describe them, and very English, perhaps the most English of all the English heavy metal bands. The way I'm doing this is the reviews are just gonna be one-sentence reviews. That's right, one sentence per album. A few of those sentences might be compound sentences, but I'm not going to be cheating. They'll be connected by ends and commas, no semicolons, so they're not going to be crazy compound sentences, but there will be a few compound sentences. But they still will be sentences, one sentence per album. I got them written on my phone. I got these one-sentence reviews written on my phone, and it was hard, especially some of my favorite Saxon albums, to break them down into just one sentence. But I love a challenge, and I embraced it, and I went for it, and here we go. We're just gonna jump right into this with their first album, their self-titled debut, Saxon. A little undercooked in spots, but a solid slab of late 70s British metal. Wheels of Steel is searing yet tuneful new wave of British heavy metal classic where Saxon's true style emerged and remains my favorite album from the band. Strong Arm of the Law. The band delivered another new wave of British heavy metal classic in 1980, loaded with gritty but catchy rockers, and it's easily my second favorite Saxon album. Denim and Leather. Not as awesome as the two prior albums, but still tuneful and solid enough to keep the early 80s Saxon party going. The Power and the Glory, the grand finale of Saxon's early classic era that builds on the last three albums and adds a touch of a progressive rock element to the English metal mix. Crusader, not horrible, but Crusader is a softer, dumber, and overall underwhelming effort. Innocence is no excuse. No more traces of the new wave of British heavy metal, but this is solid melodic metal and the best from their commercial period. Rock the Nations, like the last album, but not as good. Destiny. Europe does the soundtrack for a late 80s action film, but for some reason, it's Saxon. Solid ball of rock. Welcome back, Saxon. Forever Free. Awesomely metal for 1992. Dogs of War. Gritty and catchy rock music for super studs. Unleash the Beast. This bombardment of ass-kicking metal is the zenith of Saxon's 90s comeback. Metalhead. The band gets darker and heavier at the expense of some of their personality. Killing Ground. Saxon reclaims themselves yet again and enter the 21st century with one of their best albums. Lionheart. The band gets darker and heavier, but this time maintains their distinctly English personality. The Inner Sanctum. Not as great as the last two albums, but solid enough to keep the Saxon train going. Into the Labyrinth. A mishmash of different metal and rock styles that never fully comes together. Call to Arms. A step back in the right direction with a tuneful collection of English heavy metal. Sacrifice. Almost a return to Lionheart form, in which the old warriors prove they can still ravage and plunder ye old village. Battering Ram, a modern metal masterpiece with awesome rockin' catchy song after awesome rockin' catchy song, kicking your ass so much you'll be bloody gobsmacked. Okay, there might have been a semicolon in that one. Thunderbolt, not as strong as Battering Ram, but a solid and heavy follow-up that would make Odin and the gods toast their drinking horns. Inspirations, a workmanlike but also very fun cover album. And now for the latest album. That's right, this is the last album Saxon recorded. What did I think of the latest album? And none of that counted as the sentence. I just wanted you to know that this was the latest album. And you should buy it, because here's my one-sentence review. Carpe Diem. The old warriors truly seize the day with one of their strongest and most rockin' albums to date. Mic drop. Boom. That's it. I'm done. I reviewed every Saxon album. Over 40 years of music. Saxon's a great band. I love them. One of my favorite metal bands. And if you like this review, subscribe. I don't always review albums with just one sentence. Actually, most of the time, I use a lot of paragraphs, and they're long, very long reviews. But I'm trying to do something different with this one, and let's see what you think of it. If you like it, let me know. There might be further one-sentence discography reviews. I'm Eddie Canistracci. I'm out. Keep rocking.